Operator, this is Bonnie. Get me Clyde. We're at the Summer National.
A founding member of the Rooster 6 Car Club. She is also considered some to be the first lady of the club, since her husband's the president. She's the owner of a 1963 Cadillac sedan DeVille that is currently in the process of a heart transplant. Otherwise, you can see her cruising with family in her 1948 Hudson. Aside from organizing the Northern Roundup Vintage Weekend and the Miss Northern Roundup Pinup Contest, she has graced the stage herself at other shows in the past, but she's since retired from competing and would rather cheer the other girls on. She's a great cheerleader for all the girls. Right? Usually you can find her hiding behind her camera, catching beautiful moments and memories, or hanging out with her husband, 3 kids, and 2 dogs. And you take your guess which is her favorite. Last, but certainly not least, is our own Bill Marcus. He's one hell of a man, I want to tell you. Not only has Bill and his wife Peggy been generous enough to offer us their camper, he has a true love of vintage everything and helps out when and where he can at a moment's notice. He owns his own sign company and works for the post office. He and his beautiful wife Peggy own a 55 Oldsmobile. Thanks, Bill, for judging today. So we have several sponsors of the contest. As I said, we have the park. We have CB Designs, That Girl Niceties. We've got jewelry, and I just hit a senior moment. As you can see, we've got the hair to prove it. Beautiful jewelry from there. The girls will each win. Well, the 3 that place win a vintage headpiece that goes with this era, as well as a satin sash and other prizes. So, without further ado, let's welcome our ladies. First to grace the stage is Miss Maya Love Sincere. Welcome, Miss Maya. She's from Wittenberg, Wisconsin. Her dream vehicle is a '63 Impala. Her pinup inspiration is Sophia Loren. And when Maya is asked for a piece of advice, she says, don't wear lip gloss on a windy day. Okay, do you have a question? Thank you, Maya. So, the girls were given a cheeky question to show off their personality. So Maya, you're at a bank heist. What role are you playing? Are you the lookout? The getaway driver? The inside gal? Or the patron ogling the gangsta?
If anyone knows me, they know that I'm a sucker for bad boys, and a bad boy with a big gun, you're winning me.
Give a hand for Miss Maya Love Sincere, everybody. Okay, our next lovely lady to hit the stage is Miss Gigi Marie. Please welcome Gigi. Gigi is from Wasaukee, Wisconsin, and when she's asked about who her pinup inspiration is, she says, I really admire Audrey Hepburn. She had the looks, the class, and the talent. But she also cared for people in general. She helped save and protect Jews during World War II, despite her own family being Nazi sympathizers. She did what was right when it wasn't popular. Thank you, Gigi. So what question do you get to answer? You don't. Okay. And that's why I'm here. Okay. So, Gigi, we're at the Gangster Park. Gangsters had catchy nicknames like Babyface Nelson. What would your gangster name be?
So my grandfather was 100% Sicilian. So I would have to go with the Sicilian Siren because I would lure the men while my man would get away with the money. I'm innocent, by the way. I stole nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Oh. Thank you, Gigi. Give a hand for Miss Gigi Marie. Our next contestant is Miss Cora Bell. Give a hand for Cora Bell. She hails from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Her dream vehicle is a 1955 Chevy Bel Air. When you ask her who her pinup inspiration is, she tells you it's Rosie the Riveter. The kind of music that gets her going is rock and roll. And when you ask her what the best piece of advice she has, it's always trust in yourself. So, Miss Cora, you're sitting at the soda fountain in Woolworths, or in the back of the museum there. What is it about you that gets the attention of the Hollywood talent scout that's just passing through?
Well, I'm going to draw them in with my eyes, of course, and then it's the personality. I am bold, I am loud, and I will say whatever. I'll probably end up insulting and being sarcastic and not meaning to, but, you know, he'll like me anyways.
Of course he's gonna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Cora. Give a hand to Miss Cora Bell. So, our next contestant is Miss Sweet Caroline. Give a big hand for her. Caroline joins us from Rockford, Illinois. She's a Mustang girl at heart, but would not have been opposed to the 1957 Corvette convertible, darn it, that her brother got to drive in college. I wouldn't be either. Her pinup inspiration is her mother, Barbara Jean Haffenden Kelly. Haffenden. Here we go. Her mother was and still is her role model and inspiration. She was intelligent, kind, feisty, witty, loving, and beautiful. She loves 80's music, but Motley Crue is her favorite. You can't go wrong with that. Above anything is her advice. Be kind to everyone. That's how you will always be remembered. Okay, so gangsters always had to have a hideout. What's your perfect idea for a hideout?
Well, if you can keep a little secret, I don't see him, so I'm gonna have to go find him. And my dad's right out there in the orange. sporting a Notre Dame hat. And he is, if you know your history, George Kelly, Machine Gun Kelly. So it fits in right with my blood that I have that gangster with me and my family. So when we're in Chicago and we hear it's time to get out of town, we get on our plane that's already ready to go, because you don't mess with my Uncle Leo. You don't rat on us or you're in trouble. You're just dead. So we take our plane up to our friendly neighbors in Wisconsin, where we have a nice little cabin hidden away and tucked so no one will find us. And remember, we're at Kelly, so no one rats us out.
Thank you, Miss Sweet Caroline. Contestant number 5 is Miss Piston Pearl. Give her a hand. She comes here from Stone Lake, Wisconsin. Her dream car is her 1952 Jeep Willys pickup rat rod that she built. Her pinup inspiration is Betty Grable. The kind of music that gets her going would be 50s. And her piece of advice is work until your idols become your rivals. Thank you. You have your question. Alrighty. Okay, so Prohibition ended in 1933. What would have been the first alcoholic beverage you would have enjoyed to celebrate?
Well, Miss Paisley, I get a little wild with drinking, so I'm going to stick with the Shirley Temple.
Not a bad idea. I've been advised of that myself. Give a hand to Miss Piston Pearl. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 6 is Racing Rita. Give a hand to Racing Rita. She joins us from Altoona, Wisconsin. Her dream car is a 58 Chevy pickup, and her pinup inspiration is Miss Piston Pearl. The kind of music that gets her moving is 80s rock and roll, and her advice is to enjoy life as much as you can. All right. In the 1930s movie, It Happened One Night, there's a scene where Claudette Colbert shows Clark Gable just how to hitchhike. Show us how you'd stop a car for a ride.
I don't think so, but look at them legs, boys.
Good job. I heard them. You hear those brakes are squealing? They're stopping. All right, contestant number 7 is Miss Gertie Goodnight. Let's cheer these girls on, you guys. She's here from Stoughton, Wisconsin. Her dream car is a 1950s Chevy pickup. Her pinup inspiration is Fannie Belle Fleming, aka Blaze Starr. If there's such a thing as getting nude with class, then I did it. Anything I can dance to. And she loves Scott Gladley's postmodern jukebox. That's her favorite kind of music. Her word of advice is if you have a dollar bill in your purse, you can measure anything. It's just over titch over 6 inches, 6.14 to be exact. There you go. Good job. We have several girls up here that this is their first time on the stage. I think they're doing great. Okay. It's the Great Depression, and money is tight, and you have to choose. So what's it gonna be? Stockings, lipstick, hooch, or a bus ticket out of Loserville?
Well, doll, this is a tough choice, but I'll have to go with lipstick. You give me the right color and I can find out how to get anything else I need. Thank you.
Okay, contestant number 8 is Miss Allie Ann Kraft. Her hometown is Roswell, but currently her home base is Wausau. What's her dream vehicle? She has hers. It's a 1963 Mercury Meteor. Her pinup inspiration is Sophia Loren, and any kind of music that's catchy, with a catchy beat, that's what gets her going. What's her best piece of advice? Be true to yourself and the company you keep. Well, thank you, ma'am. Give us your best. This is a hold-up kind of lie.
Stop right there. Put your hands up so I can frisk you.
And there you have it. Thank you, Miss Allie Ann Kraft. Contestant number 9 is Miss Lucy Vixen. Come on up, Miss Lucy. She's coming here from De Pere, Wisconsin. Her dream vehicle, as most vehicles of the early 1930s, primarily consisted of a high carriage, like body with wood spoke wheels and solid tires. However, if she were lucky enough to ride in style during the Great Depression, she would choose something with an automatic transmission, like the Lincoln K convertible roadster from 1933. Her pinup inspiration, she says, is a true icon of the golden age of Hollywood, Miss Ginger Rogers. She was an actress, dancer, and an Oscar winner with beautiful blue eyes. What kind of music gets her going? Anything swing jazz to get those dynamite hips a-moving. What's the best piece of advice she has? Take risks. It's better to have gone for it than wishing you wouldn't have. Thank you, Miss Lucy. So, Miss Lucy, technologies of the 30s was obviously not as advanced as today. What's your technology-free pleasure?
Well, thankfully, my passion does not require technology. I love all things art. I love to draw. I love to paint. Probably the only thing I'm good at. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. Everybody give her a hand. Contestant number 10 is Miss Bobby Jo Bouffons. Let's welcome her to the stage. She comes to us from Colby, Wisconsin. And her favorite dream car is a shiny 1950s Chevy pickup or a bare bones rat rod that she got to build with her mister right to be a family treasure. Barbara Stanwyck is her pinup inspiration because she went through horrific challenges at a young age, but she never let that hold her back. Instead, she built on that and reached her full potential as a leading lady on screen. There, she was able to teach women across America how to be strong and independent, all while never letting the fame go to her head. She was a true model for a pinup, honest, bold, strong, and constantly working to make a positive impact in the lives she touched. When asked what kind of music gets her moving, any kind of music that brings a group of people together to celebrate a good time. Music is like people. There's a whole variety and no flavor is unwelcome. When asked what her best piece of advice is, it's okay to have fear, but never about yourself. Okay, hold on. Okay, but never allow yourself to be afraid. Conquering fear and escaping the reality of being afraid is where your full potential lies. Thank you. Did you bring your question with you or? Oh. Okay, Bobby Jo. During Prohibition, speakeasies were the hot item. They were illegal though, and you had to know the password. What would your speakeasy password be?
So when I was trying to decide my answer to this question, anyone who knows me is that I'm a serious nerd for Sasquatch. I'm gonna claim that one. I love Sasquatch everything. And then I sat there and I thought, how weird would it be to walk up to a door and be like, "Hi, I'm here to see Sasquatch." I mean, a police officer would hear that and be like, that girl's really nuts, and B, that's probably the password. So, I decided to go with baloney. It was a really popular term in the 1920s, and you can use it in a variety of situations. The bouncer could be like, "Hey, did you see what was on sale at the meat market?" "Yeah, baloney." "What'd you have for lunch?" "A bologna sandwich." "Hey, you know what I heard from Tommy? Your wife's cheating on you." "Nah, that's baloney." So, I think we would go with baloney.
Thank you, Bobby Jo. Contestant number 11 is Miss Casey Jo Rumble. Welcome, Casey. Casey comes to us from Marshfield, Wisconsin. Her dream car is a 1936 Ford Coupe Deluxe rumble seat, just like her grandfather had. Her pinup inspiration is Marilyn Monroe. When asked about music that gets her going, she says, "I'm a rocker girl, so give me some great guitar riff and a drum solo to get me to dance like a toddler that no one cares." When asked her best piece of advice, she says, "Always wear sunscreen. Okay, Miss Casey, your guy is in the clinker. How you gonna break him out?
Well, I don't think I'm going to be breaking him out because we're probably in there together. Because where trouble one goes, trouble two goes, and, well, we're stuck in there together. The only problem is, you can't share a cell. So, we're just going to have to wing it and hope I don't get caught because he's stuck in there, because if he got caught, he's sitting there.
Thank you, Casey. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Lucy Diamonds to the stage. Lucy is joining us from Green Bay. Her dream vehicle is a 55 Belvedere. Her pinup inspiration is Lucille Ball and Elizabeth Montgomery. The kind of music that gets her moving is folk rock. And when she's asked what the best piece of advice she has, life is too short not to be interesting. So, The Wizard of Oz came out in 1939. What would you be asking the great and powerful Oz for?
I would definitely be asking the Oz, and my friends would all agree, is that I severely need a brain, especially when it comes to my dating history. If I only had a brain.
Me too, darling. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, next on the stage is Lacey McGillicuddy. Welcome, Lacey. She's from the home of Beer Brats and Bowling, Milwaukee. Her dream vehicle is a 1958 Chevrolet Corvette convertible in regal turquoise. When asked about her pinup inspiration, she says before she was a TV star, Lucille Ball was actually a pinup. She's my inspiration because she showed you could be beautiful and funny. She was smart and innovative, and she married not one, but two younger men. What kind of music gets Lacey going? Anything rockabilly. Whether it's music from past artists like Elvis and Buddy Holly, or newer artists like Stray Cats or Delta Bombers, she just can't sit still. I've seen it. Her best piece of advice is never bet with someone that wants to bet with you. I got those words of wisdom from my dad, who is always trying to make bets with me. Thank you, Lacey. So, Lacey, which would be your guy? Elliot Ness, John Dillinger, or Clark Gable?
Well, although I do applaud the tenacity of Elliot Ness, he was not good looking at all. And now John Dillinger was very handsome, but I am trying to break myself of the habit of the bad boy. So I'm going with Clark Gable because he was handsome, debonair, and very talented. And if you don't agree with me, frankly, my dear, I don't give a darn. Thank you.
Thank you, Lacey. Careful. There's glue in the camper. Okay, next, ladies and gentlemen, is Miss Ginger DeVille. Ginger is coming from Colby, Wisconsin. Her dream car is a 1959 Cadillac DeVille. Her pinup inspiration is Lucille Ball. The kind of music that gets her moving is old-time rock and roll. And her best piece of advice is be true to yourself. Thank you. Do you have your question? I do, I've got it. There you go. Oh, it's nice and warm. Oh, what a good question. Mae West, Marlene Dietrich, and Katharine Hepburn are just a few of the iconic actresses of the 1930s. What 1930s icon do you gravitate to?
Unlike so many
that the other girls love Lucille Ball, I have a personal reason. I grew up, and I'm going to date myself here, I grew up in the 60s and 70s. Being a redhead was not popular. Kids are cruel. I got called a lot of names, but when I discovered Lucille Ball, I know she wasn't a true redhead. I discovered a redhead that people loved. She made them happy. They laughed. They loved her. She was my hope that someday people would learn to love me as a redhead. And now I embrace it. I've never touched any coloring in my hair. So she gave me that boost that I needed, that it was okay to be a redhead. And I think I kind of take after her quirkiness. So that's who my inspiration is. To be told, she was in school with Betty Davis, and to get told, you're wasting your money. You're not good at this. You're never going to amount to anything. And she did. My God, she was my inspiration.
I love that. Ginger, our favorite redhead here.
Thank you.
Okay, last, but certainly not least, contestant number 15 is Miss Bombshell Amy. I admit she's a last-minute walk-on, so I forgot to ask you your questions. But what bravery does she have coming up here, doing this just right off the parking lot? I'm sorry I didn't ask your questions. That's my bad. Do not knock her for it. It's a great job. So, ready to answer your question? Josephine Baker was known for her dance in a costume made of bananas. What fruit would you make a costume out of?
I think I would use lemons, because when I get thirsty, I can give them a little squeeze and make some lemonade.
There you go. Throw in some vodka while you're at it. Thank you very much. So, we're going to have our ladies up for one more look while our judges tally the scores. Come on up, ladies. Come say hello. Take your shoes off if you have to. I'm about to. These are our 15 contestants for the Miss Bank Robin Bonnie Pinup Contest. Regardless of who wins, because you can only have one winner and you can only have 3 top, I think everyone is a winner, so let's give them a hand. We have several first-timers here, and I think every girl here knocked it out of the park. So I'm going to let them each get a beverage, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes to crown and sash our winners. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are announcing the winners, the top 3. Every single lady here, I know it's cliche, but it's absolutely true. Especially we have 4 that I absolutely know of. This is their first time on this stage, and I believe they all killed it. So please, give them a hand. We have no losers. Everybody's a winner. Ladies, thank you for making my first venture as a host beyond amazing. Thank you. So, I have the best looking judges still sitting down there, the 2 female judges up here to help me announce and crown the winners. We are going to start with third place, which is Miss Hideout Honey and the black headpiece. Yep. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Hideout Honey is Miss Contestant number 12, Miss Lucy Diamond. Lucy wins a sash, a rhinestone headpiece. She She also gets a cash prize and some other goodies that she'll be receiving later. Contests they get actual crowns, but we went with the theme with more of a rhinestone flapper style, and actually I'm kind of partial to it. I like these. It's another thing that makes this event unique. Congratulations! Okay, our next person to place, winning the title of Miss V8 Vixen, contestant number 11, Casey Jo Rumble. Casey also gets a sash, a headpiece, a cash prize, and some other prizes. Do I have to piggyback you? Okay. Okay. That's a little bit of an inside joke. We were at Iola one year, and it got really hot. Just like Casey there. Give a hand to Miss Casey Jo Rumble, our V8 Vixen. Now, last, but definitely not least, because Miss First Place, Miss Bank Robbin' Bonnie is contestant number 13. Miss Lacey McGillicuddy. Lucky number 13. Want to hand me your hat? And for you car owners looking for prizes, these lovely beauties will be handing out your prizes. So another reason to stay tuned. Goes across the board. So please join me in congratulating all 15 of our contestants and our top 3. Thank you, ladies. It's been fun. It's been a treat. And if any of you would like to have any of these girls take a picture with their car, I do believe they could be persuaded. Thank you.
And give these people a round of applause for putting this whole pinup contest on.